Might lay up, I dunk on the bitch. Shout out to the WNBA. You got some fine ass girls, I wanna fuck in the mouth.
Alright, I gotta make a public service announcement right quick. Don't let the light skin fool you. I will fuck you up. We're talking about the modern day Harriet Tubman, the greatest basketball player of all time. LeBron James can get the fuck out of here. We're talking about Brittney Griner. She's a woman, but her voice is deeper than mine.
Griner literally came up above this. So I hopped out. I came over here. I grabbed
Her stats are pretty good, and she could almost dunk a basketball. Now stop hating on this woman. I'd rather our daughters look up to Brittney Griner than Brittney Renner. Now this courageous woman got arrested in Russia for, I believe, a THC pen. Russia's main export is oil. It's like 60% of their economy. So when oil becomes more expensive, which it is, whoever supplies it gets the most money. And that's why Russia is like, yo, we gonna invade Ukraine. And since they don't like the US, they imprisoned our most beloved athlete ever. Oh no, not her. Anybody but her. And this might be the most press that she's ever gotten, which is surprising because the WNBA is clearly the most popular sports league in the Western Hemisphere. Now Russia wants to do a swap, a trade. We release one of our Russian prisoners, then they release Brittney Griner. Russia proposed that we release Viktor But in exchange for Brittney Griner and 2 first-round draft picks. I got a few opinions on this. The mainstream media is demanding we do something about this. They're saying that she's a poor victim. And before you worry about her getting arrested for THC, there are people in America that are in jail right now because of weed. The same thing she did, but here. And I don't see any media outrage over that. And when you're in another country, you gotta respect their laws, especially if it's a dictatorship. And I just want to show you guys how hypocritical the media is. In 2015, a young man named Otto Warmbier was arrested in North Korea for stealing a fucking poster. Theoretically, you would just tell him to give it back, but they arrested him. The media wasn't sympathetic towards him. He wasn't on the cover of Time magazine. They actually made fun of him.
That name again?
Otto Frederick Warmbier.
Otto Frederick Warmbier? Did this kid get arrested in North Korea and then just gave the cop his fake ID? Yes, sir. We've got American student Otto Warmbier here. His birthday's 4/20. And he lives on 69 Weed Avenue. Listen up, frat boy. This isn't like the time you stole Sigep's goat. This is North Korea.
It's okay though, the North Koreans released him and he eventually came back home. Not really, they fucking killed him actually. The kid died, and I'm just a little confused. Why is this kid seen as an entitled idiot when he clearly didn't deserve to die, and Brittney Griner is being looked at like Nelson Mandela when she actually did something a little careless? Now there's a lot of people who like to point out that the WNBA is not as entertaining as the NBA. Wow, what a revelation to make. In other news, getting kicked in the nuts really fucking hurts. It's like everybody knows this. The only people who say WNBA players deserve more are like green-haired women on Facebook who don't actually watch sports. There are YouTube channels just dedicated to shitting on the WNBA. Like, such and such WNBA player was tripping about some stupid shit. Like, dude, they're chicks. Of course they're gonna trip about some stupid shit. These guys are acting like they're rediscovering physics when they point this out. I thought it was just common knowledge. But hey, women are people too. My mom was a woman, both of my moms actually. And just a trigger warning, if you're from a backwards third world country like Brazil or England, then what I'm about to say is gonna piss you off. I'd rather watch the WNBA than watch soccer. It must suck living in a place like North Korea, not because people starve to death or get killed for stealing posters, mainly because soccer is their most popular sport. And what's crazy is that these dumbasses in England call it football. I was flipping through the channels and I saw something that said like English football. And I was like, cool, but it wasn't even football. It was soccer. Like, bro, Don't get me excited like that. I think they call it football to mislead people into briefly tuning in. And I have a suggestion for the WNBA. If they want more viewers, they should just call it football. And look, I get that tons of people like soccer. Cool. A lot of people like fucking dudes too. And those are the same people who watch soccer. But you could pay me to do either of those things. And listen, I'm not racist against sports preferences. Watch whatever the fuck you want to watch. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, shout out to the WNBA. Hopefully Brittney Griner gets released soon. I'm out.